So this is a beer that I thought I did a beer review on, but probably didn't. I probably got the beer, planned to do a video, didn't do the video, drank it on my own, and now it's back here in my possession. This is a totally different can though. My brother picked it up for me, thank you for that. Let's just do this, because I only have 2 Whitewater Brewery beers on the channel. Why not add a third? Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, mate Brewski, for the Rooski Brewski review. And today the beer I have for you guys is by the Whitewater Brewing Company out of the Ottawa Valley in Ontario. This is their Astrolabe Session IPA. And yes, it is a Session IPA coming in at 5% alcohol by volume, so a stronger Session IPA. But the IBUs is where it gets a little higher. 60 IBUs on this Astrolabe Session IPA, 5% ABV, 60 IBUs. Session IPAs usually under 5. This is a strong Session IPA, especially with that IBU number sitting pretty high up over 50. But we're gonna crack this bad boy open. We're gonna see what we got. We're gonna see how sessionable this Session IPA is. I mean, it's 5% anyway, so still in that sessionable category, 100% for sure, but still fairly high for a Session IPA. Let's pour it up. Let's see what we got. It's a fairly full can, which is nice. Always got a good filled can. There we go. That's about half the beer there, sitting pretty, looking at it. A little bit of haze going on, but a nice golden color, a little bit of a medium gold, I want to say. Nice off-white head. I think that's what they call eggshell color. It looks more white on camera, but there is a bit of color to it. Looking pretty. Like I said, slightly hazy, ever so slightly nice white head, off-white head, eggshell white head on top. I don't know colors like that. I just know my basic colors. Let's have a smell. On the nose, grapefruit, pine, a little. Was that a touch of dankness, per se? Pretty cool. But yeah, pine, grapefruit, there's a bit of sweetness in there, almost like a vanilla, or not a lactose, but more like a vanilla sweetness in the back. Somewhat citrusy. Touch of mangoes, but yeah, there is a little bit of like a vanilla sweetness to that. Is there any ingredients on here? I'm jumping the gun, but I kind of like this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that sweetness out of it. Is there ingredients somewhere? No, not that I see. That's fine. That is totally fine. Let's keep smelling. Tropical. Mangoes. Pineapples. I don't know about pineapples. Papaya, probably. I don't know. Let's give it a little bit of an agitation. Let's see what pops up, what changes, what opens up. It's a beautiful way to open up a beer. Yeah, that sweetness gets stronger, like a vanilla lactose sweetness, but I don't think there's any lactose in here. Or vanilla, but there isn't, like, I don't know, something about it. There is that essence. Yeah, papaya, a little bit of like a white grape when you open it up. Mangoes, yeah, smells pretty damn good. Light citrus, let's just have a sip. Whoa, hey there. That is a big burst of like melons. Holy jeez, I love when beers have a nice melon characteristic in them. There's a very long lasting bitterness. 60 IBUs, 100%. That is pretty cool. I need more. Cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. This one's wow. This is perking me up. Alright, where do I start? Yeah, there's pine, there's grapefruit, big long-lasting bitterness, but it's that big melon. Like, honeydew or cantaloupe? Cantaloupe? Honeydew. Honeydew? I think it's honeydew. I always get the two mixed up. I know one's orange, one's green. I don't know why I get them mixed up, but I do. I want to say more like a honeydew. melon, honey dew. Am I right? Am I right about the melons? Come on, internet, let's hurry up. While that's doing its thing, but damn. Opens up. Yeah, it's honeydew. It's the green melon. Honeydew melon all in your face. Big, hoppy, bittery citrus, like a citrus rind. Other flavors going on. There is a little bit of like an essence of vanilla sweetness going on in the back. Very faint though, not as much compared to the aroma. Quick pine, quick grapefruit, right in the beginning, moving into that big honeydew melon. I want to say maybe mango and papaya possibly transition over into the flavor, but that honeydew melon characteristic is just boom. It's like, this is kind of how it goes. Quick, pineapple, pine and grapefruit, big melon, undertones, somewhat vanilla-y, somewhat mango, maybe possible papaya. Papaya is not a very sweet fruit in the sense of longevity of sweetness for my palate, but kind of cool. And then ending on a long bitterness. I want to say it's on... I wouldn't say it's astringent. I would say it's a deep citrus rind, highly hoppy bitterness. Just taste the exact way that hops smell. The generalization of hops, the generalized aroma of hops is what I'm tasting. I can't get really more specific on that. That's just how it is. Pretty damn good. Definitely perks you up. Definitely a bigger, I wouldn't say it's not a big bodied beer, but as far as session IPAs go, definitely a bigger body. I want to say moderate to light, more on the moderate side of bodies. Good amount of effervescence, not overly effervescent by any means, but just a nice balance between the bitterness of the flavor profile and then the good amount of carbonation in it. It's a great balance. Nothing overtakes one another. It's just it's a wow. That's delicious. I'm very excited. Let's read the can. Whitewater Brewing Co. out of the Ottawa Valley in Ontario. Astrolabe. I don't know how to pronounce this. Please, somebody give me phonetics. Session IPA. 5% alcohol by volume, 60 international bitterness units. On the back we do have a description and it reads, the tool of astronomers, astrolabes, are used to locate the position of stars and galaxies. Here's your chance to explore tropical fruit, mango and papaya galaxies in this hoppy IPA universe. Got him. Astrolabe is out of this world. Find out more at whitewaterbeer.ca, locally sourced. What are these here? This is blah 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 blah. Ingredients are listed on the top, which is kind of cool. Water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. So no vanilla, no lactose, but I do get essence of a vanilla sweetness on the aroma, which is pretty cool. The can's pretty cool too. You got a bunch of stars and flashy stuff. Yeah, an astronomer on a ship on this side of things. There you go. Pretty neat. On the bottom, packaged on date, packaged on or best before, packaged on September 25th, 2019. So this is fairly old. This is a fairly old can. But I do have to say one thing. I'm not tasting really anything that's going wrong with the beer. I'm not getting really any oxidization or DMS or anything like that. I don't find any faults right now in this beer, which is kind of cool. Usually, in a can this old, especially for a session IPA or a pale ale or something of this stature, usually you would notice some things going wrong or going off or going bad in a sense. But this is pretty damn fresh. At least it tastes that way. I'm very surprised this was packaged in September. I thought it'd be maybe at most late December, early January, but this is a good few months old. So I like that as well. 100%. This is damn. Yeah, nothing odd that stands out to me. This is just really good. The melon flavor is on point. Surprised I didn't mention that. I forget if that's a fault or not though. But To the best of my knowledge right now, I don't think it is, which is kind of cool. Moving over to the website, which is whitewaterbeer.ca. You go to the beer section on this website, you scroll down a little bit, and you find Astrolabe Session IPA. Like I said, 5% ABV, 60 IBUs, currently being brewed. And it has the same exact description as the can. Nothing really else there. ABV, IBU description, that's pretty much it. This has more information, ingredients, and a packaged on date. Clearly labeled as well, which is pretty damn cool, but I've already mentioned that. I'm just retracing my steps for you to remember what's going on. Moving over to Untapped then. Astrolabe by Whitewater Brewing Company has been given a 3.56 bottle caps out of 5. And that's out of? Nope. And that number has been determined by over 3,500 ratings. So pretty cool. Over thousands of people, I can say. Thousands of people has rated this beer on Untapped, and it's a treat. I gotta say, that melon in there is just phenomenal. I love the honeydew melon and melon flavors that you get off of beers, which is funny because I'm not a big honeydew or cantaloupe melon person. I love watermelon all day, any day. I will eat that as much as I can because it's delicious. But honeydew and cantaloupe, not my favorite melons, but in beer, the melon flavor, amazing. I have no idea why. It just makes me happy inside. And then finally, moving over to LCBO, where you can pick this beer up. You're going to be picking up this 473 ml tallboy can for $3.50. So not too bad. I mean, $3.50 for a beer that's 5%, 60 IBUs. Some people might see that as a little bit pricey, but then again, you are getting a damn delicious beer. So, you know, when the beer is good, when you're having no complaints with it, it's totally justifiable to shell out that kind of money. Then again, $3.50, not too expensive, but depending on who you are, your budgets, will determine that. But overall, a pretty damn good beer. Very delicious. Extremely delicious. The melons on here is amazing. The long bitterness is pretty enjoyable if you like a more bitter IPA, pale ale, session IPA. As far as session IPAs go, this is definitely on the heavy side. I'm not saying it's heavy like a stout or say like a milkshake IPA or a NEPA or a New England IPA. But as far as session IPAs go, comparing this to say Muskoka Detour, Sunnyside by Great Lakes Brewing Company. I'm trying to think of some other session IPAs that I've had, and I can't recall. Those are the two main ones that I always remember. This is definitely heavier than both of those. Totally sessionable, but the IBUs might get you in the palate a little bit. The ABV, not so much. 5%, fairly standard. With that said, choosing the final sip, guys. Let's get right to ratings and wrap this thing up. Whitewater Brewing Company, Astrolabe Session IPA. Delicious. Big melon flavor. Light, nice, long bitterness. Enjoyable bitterness. That's the thing. It's not astringent. It's enjoyable bitterness. The aromas are pretty damn good too. That little bit of essence of vanilla sweetness in the background that you get on your nose. Very enjoyable as well. Even though there is no vanilla or lactose in here, it's a pretty cool addition. I don't know how that was actually done. Maybe it's because of how old it is, but it seems to stand up pretty well to age. So overall, Astrolabe from Whitewater Brewing Company gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, I mean, the can looks pretty fantastic. Black, but there's a lot of color going on as well. Reds, yellows, whites. Pretty cool stuff. Good information as well. ABV, IBU, right in your face. Description, ingredients, and a clearly labeled package on date on the bottom is a nice bonus. Website looks good. Fairly basic as well. You can check that out down in the description box below. But still, ABV, IBU description listed. Can't complain, and showing that it is being currently brewed. Like that as well. Overall, presentation gets a solid 8 out of 10 as well. before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Cheers to beers and the stars. The stars are pretty damn cool, not gonna lie. You ever go to a cottage and you look up, like when it's pitch black out and it's a clear night, and you can see everything, like the Milky Way? It's pretty cool. Cheers. I don't know why I stopped singing.